And this is round 3 of the Pace Commander of March tournament. I am Metabolical, and in this round we have in the orange Burntcustard, starting up his 3rd metal extractor, and in the purple we have Tesseract, who went for a fast energy plant. And seems like I've seen the Realm guys each round, of course this is only the 3rd one, build 3 extractors and a power plant first. That's 2 power plants for Burntcustard. Now both of these guys have won their first 2 rounds, so should be a good, strong match between the 2 of them. And looking for what's getting built, there's a vehicle factory on the way, and then air and some power plants. A bot factory and then a vehicle factory. So on this planet, this seems like a fairly close area. And they may get some little conversations trying to figure out who's going to own this spot. There's some good expansion here away from his opponent for Burntcustard, and some okay expansions over here, but the tendency I think for Tesseract will be to expand to it, and then when the conflict starts they will hopefully both expand away from, or usually both expand away from each other. And the Burntcustard giving a little commentary there. Good job, Commander. I think he's commenting on the path the Commander took to get to building that factory. Kind of walked all the way past it and then turned around to build it, which was a little bit of a longer way to go. Still haven't spotted each other. This guy is making the rounds here through the middle of the he has another air unit available. It looks like he's just going to use that one, so it may take a while for him to notice what's up. Keeping pretty even on the total metal spent so far. Looks like he's about 1 metal extractor ahead here by Burntcustard. And there's a crew of them working on it over here for Tesseract as well. Now with this metal planet you can sometimes provide offensive tactics by going around the side, and then it's easy to barricade across these bridges with just 1 tower because all your units like single file into it. Don't know if we're going to see any of that this time since they started in the middle band, both of them. Yeah, Burntcustard is starting to pull away here in the metal income, 72 to 58. And now he's starting to take over this spot as well. Let's see if he's going to build. So he knows what's up. Let's like take a look from his perspective. He's overflown the base here. He knows that if he wants this metal source to be his, he needs to take it right now. So he ran forward with a fabricator to build one of these double-barrel laser turrets, which are quite strong, especially when you then follow it up by putting the walls in front, anti-air, and a radar. So that's pretty strong for him. Tesseract has radar up, so he can see that Burntcustard is here. But if we go to the full view, we're going to discover that he's a little bit too late to challenge that spot. And the tower's up. The walls will go up very quickly since they only cost 25 metal apiece. And should be very easy to defend that. And pretty good Air Force to challenge that spot. And the tower's up. Stream refreshed and very quickly. Got the volume on. Okay, one single laser turret here, and that laser turret can really do a lot of damage. Advanced factory being produced by Burntcustard. If we look the other direction, some expansion going on in this direction, and not as much happening over here. Like, this seems to have stalled, putting up some defenses now, and Tesseract is actually past Burntcustard when it comes to metal income. He's got two extra sets up. Now he's trying a little sneaky move around here, but for one thing, Burntcustard does not see it because his energy is down. You can see the 48% efficiency happening here as he tries to get that going. And then, so we look over here, and he's going to try to come around this way. But what he doesn't know is that there's already a tower with some defenses here. Now, if he can figure that out before he loses his army, he may be able to avoid losing the whole thing here. But he would actually be pretty good off to come out this way and attack these units. There's only the single laser turret. And the units are getting pelted down. Bam, bam, bam. They're all gone. Okay, so that's that. Got a little bit of harassment going on here from an Air Force perspective, and that gets cleaned up. Tier 2 factory just getting started here by Tesseract. This is an air factory. It's great for harassing and great for dealing with towers like this. Tier 2 factory, vehicle factory here. Really about 75% done, so it's very good for Burntcustard. If he finishes that, he can crank out a couple of the shellers and just take down these turrets from range. So that would be a very strong method there. A little bit of a maneuver here again. Burntcustard still not able to see very well because of his energy problems, and Tesseract keeping that in line better. In general, I would say that Tesseract's economy is looking better. He's got, well, just slightly better on the metal, and he's just going to lose that one. So now they're kind of tied up on metal production. Tesseract, though, has over twice as much in the energy production, which is keeping his radar up all the time, constantly. And I was surprised. Oh, he has put out a tier 2 fabricator, and I'm sure that's going to go over here and start building some tier 2 energy. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that will help him get his economy back on track pretty quickly, because this one will be worth 5,000, so that'll jump up to 12, and he can catch up pretty quickly when that happens. But it's going to take a little while to build because his efficiency is at half with all these fabricators and factories working. Little party, scouting party out here, if you will, come to check on clean up this little group here. Scout here spotted them all, and then he just came out and used superior numbers to pick them off. More expansion starting to happen here on the back end here for Burntcustard. I don't think this has been spotted. Oh, there it is, getting spotted by Tesseract. Really good job. He's got a couple of those. He's got a tier 2 Kestrel there and fighter to run out there and clean things up. And I think he's going to be able to just pick off this single laser tower and really put the economy of Burntcustard here. He should focus that down. Yeah, there he goes, gets it, and that is going to really be a drag for Burntcustard. And his expansion is continuing. His economic advantage is still strong, and now that he's got the tier 2 air and he's pumping out those units, he's got his own tier 2 economy started. He's looking in pretty good shape. He just has to be careful not to just suicide his units onto a spot here like this. Now there's not that much anti-air, and they can just take down this tower quickly. First they're going to get rid of the anti-air tower, and they didn't quite get that done fast enough. Tier 1 anti-air towers now are actually a lot stronger than they used to be. They fire faster and they deal more damage. And now the tier 2 tanks are coming in and lobbing in some damage here. But again, look at the expansion here by Tesseract. You can pretty much tell that he's taken over a bunch of metal spots, and I haven't seen much in the way of tier 2 metal. There it goes right there. But this is a very dangerous looking force. Could really help Burntcustard recover and deal a lot of damage. This force over here should be continuing its harass path down here. This fabricator could be putting up some defenses just to pick away at those units, but I think this front line is keeping them very occupied. And a tier triple barrel turret going down, that tower could come over, or these vanguards could come over and just wipe those out quickly. And so they didn't finish that one, they didn't finish that one, and that was a huge disaster for Tesseract. You can see that he lost a lot with those vanguards coming in. Now these Kestrels will take them out very easily because the vanguards have no response, but they do have a ton of hit points and can really just blow down those units if they get close enough. So Uber cannon work coming down by the commander, but blocked by his own wreckage. Radar taken out. Really just look at the damage that this one vanguard can do inside a base. Like, you just get those guys in there and they just really do a ton of damage. And here this leveler actually I should say is harassing the building of that tower, and final round to try to pick that up again. So in the meantime, like, Tesseract lost a bunch of progress here on the metal extraction process, but Burntcustard went back to picking them up, and he has gone on to pick up a whole bunch of extra metal over here and come into the lead. So now the army size is about the same, but the metal income has turned in the other direction. Now he doesn't necessarily have the economy to handle that. He's here at 78% efficiency with only 22k of energy, so not looking too good there. So he may not be able to use that economy yet, but he does have it there available, and he can use it to build some additional energy as he is right here. Just one fighter there and building some fabrication aircraft. He's getting his own advanced vehicles, and that might be a big help for him. Looks like Tesseract's trying to recover his own economic situation. I haven't seen him put up another radar, and I think that would be a very good move. There was a radar. Here's the radar here. So Burntcustard, we can tell the presence of these radar blips that his economy is positive energy right now. He's not out. Tesseract, however, doesn't have the radar going, but he does have a big set of harassment happening over here by the commander. He's actually gotten the commander down to about 80% health. These flak cannons going down to try to stop that, and do put a stop to it. He has to run away from those because they're quite strong, but in comes some bots doing a great job with the harassment by Tesseract. This commander is going to pick these guys off super quickly, though. Little scout over here keeping track of what's up over on that side, and going back to the full vision, we could got a huge metal here, and some defenses finally going down by Burntcustard to try to keep the harassment away from that section. And he's actually come back and reclaimed these, or I should say rebuilt these metal extractors. On the front lines, a set of shellers and vanguards moving in. I think this is going to be quite painful for Tesseract. I don't think he can stop it before they do a bunch of damage. He does have his own set of units coming out here, but they're just slowly working their way around, and the commander is backing off because he knows those are bad news. A lot of anti-air here by Burntcustard, which is pretty wise since he knows that Tesseract was building the tier 2 air. I really feel like he should just move more of this over here given the presence of all that. Now the other thing he could do is, if he got his commander to uber cannon those, then he could bring in the anti-air, or the air force, and help out that way. Super valuable tier 2 economy here. If these vanguards are there, they'll just blow through it. And does the fire hose come open? It does. Oh, but it just barely survives and remains its full effect that way. So that was actually a a decent defense by Tesseract, and just another wave of it coming in. But now we've got the Kestrels to deal a bunch of damage on those guys before they get in. Now, how's he doing on expanding? He's getting his tier 2 metal over here, so that's going to help him quite a bit. And he's not quite as far behind, but he still is behind, and both of them have created enough energy to keep themselves completely up pretty well. I think, you know, these guys might want to build some energy and then get some bots to produce some combat fabbers. Combat fabbers can make your units last valuable. Now he's used the harass over here once again to come take out a huge chunk of these metal extractors. So that's been a really good source of harassment. Come out of them. He hasn't stopped to kill them yet. Actually, it would be awesome for him if he could. Oh, here we go. Little tier 2 air cleanup over here by Burntcustard. That was very wise. Anti-nukes tier 2 radar, which will probably give almost complete vision of everything the Tesseract has. So that's really quite strong. Bunch of idle fabbers over here. I'm not sure what their plan was, but things may have gotten a little bit into a disarray. Sufficient anti-air here to clean that up, and getting his own tier 2 radar being built here by Tesseract. I think that'll help him a great deal as well. He just barely has vision here with his tier 1 radar, and that'll make a big difference. Looking at the vision for Burntcustard, actually he didn't have, I don't think he has the energy. Okay, he's got full vision based on his radar, and you can see that it goes all this way when he has the power, actually. But he did see this set of and this set, so he's really got pretty much planet-wide vision from that radar. And when this one finishes, they both will. Now just a rain of artillery coming from these shellers, or these shellers over here. Takes out the Vanguard in pretty good time. Vanguards are tough, but that is a bunch of damage. So he's getting out there to the flak takes out that Kestrel, and he's almost getting there with his Vanguard, but you know, there's already another Vanguard there, so that didn't help him that much. And what do we got over here? More tier 2 economy. They've actually equalized now on metal production, and Burntcustard just got a little bit more in the terms of actual metal in the world. A little bit higher unit count, and he seems to have punched through some of the anti-air here. There is one more flak here, but he did quite a bit of damage here to Burntcustard's base. And over here he's got another few Vanguards. These Vanguards can probably get to these towers, but it's going to be a tough set of hits they're going to take to get there. But I think they can punch through. Look at their ability to, like with this one tanking for these two, like these guys will get there and they'll just they'll hose down those towers and they'll be gone. This only has one tier 1 unit coming through. The flame will reach through those walls, take out the towers, and then do a lot of damage. Now these Kestrels will pick away at them as well, but I think he's gonna make a little bit of a dent here. Just checking on this fight over here. Tesseract moving in from 2 sides now, very good. And the Vanguards get in and wreck several different buildings here, a bunch of tier 1 economy, and still at 100% efficiency though for Burntcustard, so that economy was a bit of a hit, but not disaster. Oh, I didn't even see that nuke going down, and here it comes. I think that would be a pretty devastating blow for Tesseract to have that nuke come in. And you can see he's got 129k metal, and then he just drops down 64k metal. I think that's going to be it for him. His economy is actually okay, but I don't think he has the fabbers. Yep, he calls a good game. He knows that without that, he's going to be in trouble, and he doesn't have a response. So even though he can get in here with these, yeah, he says he thinks he hits a lot. He did hit a lot, and he hit like very critical stuff. No, he's talking about maybe trying to convince him to stay. No, he didn't die. Okay, game continues. You know, both bases have taken a lot of damage. The economy seems to be over here. He really needs to micro these close enough to actually do some damage. Kind of sorry to see that those didn't get the attention they deserved, but he made the mistake of thinking his commander had died when instead the nuke had happened. A little bit of confusion over the identical explosion effects there. These guys really need to kite back because as soon as they get in flame range, it's just going to wipe those guys out. And you can see that happens right there. Oh, some transports here, but not carrying any. Oh, that's going to be taken out here in just a moment. Not carrying any units, so that's a little bit of a problem. You know, he's actually done pretty well building up some of these tier 2 energy plants. Burntcustard has taken a considerable lead here, about 50% more metal production than Tesseract, and at 100% efficiency, you know, not quite twice as much of energy production. So he's in pretty good shape, and his own Kestrels have taken out the workers here, and he did a good job of taking out those Kestrels, but the damage is done. He doesn't have I don't think he has any tier 2 fabricators anymore, so he can't build any more tier 2 energy. He has to do it all old school, but yeah, that nuke was devastating, but I think the ability to recover is still going to favor. You can see the metal in game is 144k for Burntcustard, only 65k for Tesseract, so even though they've got the economy, he just has a lot more stuff. This guy's idle. Got a few more vanguards happening. Not sure. I think these transports may have been a mistake, or maybe originally intended to bring some vanguards in, but the vanguards don't exist now. So he's just got like this last one going in for his Heroes Award. Could actually take out that flak tower, but I guess he doesn't have the tier 2 air factor anymore because it lost both of those with the nuclear missile. And you know, gets in there again. The vanguards are super good. Takes out a couple like one unit gets in, takes a couple factories out, bunch of units. Good job on there. What do we have there? That looks like tier 2. Yeah, tier there, but I think that he got clocked here at the end. Let's just take a quick peek. Yep, that was the nuclear missile I missed. Nuclear missile coming in as well as these shellers and vanguards, and the nuke actually does hit and take out the commander. Really good game there. Good job by Burntcustard. Takes the win in round 3.